All right, so we have Amelia and Foti with us. Hello to you both. Great to have you on this call. For those of you who are watching this right now and you have no idea who these two are, please, Foti and Amelia, could you tell us what you help your clients with and kind of what your offer is for your business?
Absolutely, James. So for the last couple of years, we have been helping facilitators, teachers, and venues set up their own wellness retreats. So it previously was a done for you service, and recently we've kind of gone through an evolution and made it a do-it-yourself service through the Teachable platform and running a group forum.
Awesome, sounds good. Is there any reason why you wanted to move away from the done for you service into the do it with them service?
Many reasons, yeah. We were actually like bottlenecking. We found that if we could sort of run like 10 clients at a time, I think at that time we were charging about 7,000 US, and it was like, oh well, you know, your time just ends up limited because we couldn't really, and also the responsibility was all on us. So them actually, you know, performing it all sort of felt like it was on us. So we were kind of scrambling, bottlenecking. There was all these, the product offering wasn't right. And then once we came back to you 5 years later after, you know, you're like the first online course I ever bought in my whole life. And then half a decade later, came back to you again and realized that the biggest thing about our offering was it wasn't the right fit. Like there was a couple of little things that were wrong with it, which meant that, okay, you know, you can sort of sell it and you can help people, but is it effective and is it liberating? Like how many people can you serve, and does that actually liberate you?
And
the answer was no until we made those changes where, you know, it was like, hey, here's a whole course, basically where we copied the same system that you use to coach us, you know, really allowed us to then go, okay, well, it doesn't really matter how many people join, to be honest. Now we could help all of them.
Awesome.
Because
That's good. So let's go back to before you joined the inner circle. What was your business like? What was happening, you know?
It was, the last couple of years, we've been going through a massive evolution. So it's been exciting.
So basically, we would make this simple version of a funnel, right? And then we would limp along with it for a year. And then we would identify the issues, make some minor changes, add one video in, all of the stats change. We're like, wow, this is amazing. And then it would just sort of continue to limp along. And then we would try and implement changes that were in the course. But we were obviously slow learners because it took us so long to make the changes. And then finally, like I remember reading years ago, people saying like, oh, you know, I remember this one review that really stuck with me that was in our group. And this guy was like, oh, I've been with James's course for 3 years or 2 years or something. My wife and I have finally implemented the changes that he suggested, and we've made our combined annual income in 2 months. Right? So this guy was like saying that. And
I remember you telling me that.
And I told Amelia that, and I was like, we really need to follow James's advice.
Nice.
You know? Because before, like your advice is so ridiculously specific, you know, that we've just found like you must have spent so long, like you've obviously seen, and also to say from our list, like we told you before we launched out the size of our list XYZ, and you're like, oh, you're probably going to end up with 9-10 conversions, you know, and then we launch it and we end up with 9 conversions, and it was like, with the list is 2,000 people, like how did you pick that, you know? So there was just so many things about the program that is to the most specific level. You're the best beeping coach ever, you know.
Thank
and
you.
I was just like, we have to follow. And then so we started following everything you said to a T, and then everything just starts like flowing so much more, you know, compared to like how the business was before.
We were bottlenecking and we were trying to figure it out ourselves. That's what was happening prior.
Cool.
There were things we couldn't see, you know, like we just couldn't see. It took us so long to build our own retarded, busted ass funnel. And then we come along, and then you come along at the end and just give us, and we're like, oh, we're legends. We've got this funnel. And then you come along, you're like, man, it's crap. You have to change all this stuff. And we change it all.
Well, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what did you end up doing to fix that? What were those things you did to change everything?
Restructuring the offer. So instead of us being the ones that like, okay, you know, we're going to do all this work for you, it was more like, hey, instead of coming and asking us every time something needs to be done, here is a course, right? Which is what we didn't have before. So that was a critical element, is that refer to the course. It's all in the course. And I used to remember, I used to, you know, bust your, you know, chops, and you used to be like, years ago, I used to ask you questions, and you used to be like, it's all in the course, Foti. It's all in the course. You know, so being able to...
Specifically, like, you gave us the recommendations on our emails, on our funnel prior to us launching.
Yeah.
And we created a lot of lead pages. We just went through all of the recommendations, as many as we could in the week that we've only been with you. And yeah, implementing those recommendations has like hands down given us the success that you guaranteed, essentially.
Which like it opened the bottleneck, you know? It's like now we can have hundreds of people in the group asking questions when they don't know something. We create it, give it to them, add it to the course. So it's a work in progress between them and us, as opposed to you hire us, we'll work for you, and if you fail, it's kind of our fault.
Yeah.
And if you succeed, it's both of our you know, fault. So it was different. Now it's at a point where, listen, it's all there. You can see, we made $250,000 selling retreats in 1 year. Of course you can do that too. You know, like it's up to you though. It's not up to us. So that was the major difference, is having the course, referring people to the course. And I think also bringing the community together, like for the first time ever, putting all of our students in one group.
Yeah, as you suggested. And I was afraid of that, but it absolutely, even having the free forum to funnel like leads through, I've been converting there as well. So
awesome.
Yeah, all of the systems, and you know, I've only watched probably a quarter of your content, to be honest. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Amazing. So having only implemented a quarter of what I told you, let's talk about results. What were those results that you got from your launch?
So I have converted 9 sales in the last 5 days. And that has generated a profit of 14,400 Australian dollars.
Amazing.
For us this week.
This week, that's incredible. Going from like struggling and 0 to 14K in a week, profit as well. This is hands down the best results that I've had within my own mentoring business.
Yeah, we you know, probably never would have had that. I mean, the ease at which we're converting. Obviously, we massively reduced the price to get a bunch of sales, but we don't see how an increase in price would affect the funnel at all, because...
And in fact, we will increase the price.
It's going up today. It's going straight back up today.
And follow your advice.
And then it's never going down again. But, you know, the thing is that it's like...
It's just nice to get results, isn't it? After being stagnant.
Yeah, and because we had this major problem of like, all of our clients are in the Northern Hemisphere, and because of COVID, we decided to fly back to the Southern Hemisphere. That was a killer for us. Like we can't work with people one-on-one when they want to talk to us between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m.
Yeah, we needed a template of online.
Yeah, so having the course, the group, just restructured the whole product offering. So the product offering was problematic to begin with, and bottlenecking and exhaustive, and you know, just so many things were wrong with it. We couldn't see that, and we weren't sure how to adjust to fix those issues. We knew that those issues were there, and we talked about them for a year, and then when we finally came back to you again, you were just like, oh well, you know, it's quite simple, you have to do all of this stuff. And then as soon as we did it, it just went bang.
And it's just been a relief to, like, as coaches ourselves, I now know when my students say to me, oh, it's just so nice to have, you know, the template and not have to reinvent the wheel. And yeah, I feel that now having you.
Awesome. I bet you wish you started sooner, right?
Yes. Yeah,
we
definitely.
We tried, but it was just, So I don't know. I couldn't get past some sort of mental block. It just took me like half a decade to get onto it somehow.
Amazing. So with that said, what are your goals for your business moving forward? What are you going to do next?
We are going to switch on ads because everything that we've done has basically been harvesting the list that we had been growing before we realized that we had to stop the ads because all of our clients were in the Northern Hemisphere and we were just about to move to the Southern Hemisphere. So we're like, we can't even have these things on because we can't talk to them. So
wait, all this stuff was from without ads so far?
So all of this happened with just our email campaign.
Amazing. And that was from the list of people who you hadn't spoken to in a long time, who were practically dead because you hadn't spoken to in a long time, right?
Yeah, six months at least.
Oh my God. That's cold traffic.
Prior to reaching out to you, we were about to just go like hot straight in and sell to them on the first email and taking your advice of like the free offering and the, just what you changed for us was like insane.
Let's try not have sex on the first date is basically.
Yeah, basically.
Understood.
That's it. I mean, you can try, but I mean, just nothing work out. So, yeah, that's good. So, what's the vision for the business then? Like, income figures, we want lifestyle stuff. What's the vision?
So basically now we need to tweak some of our ads, although our ads were working really well. Yep. But we do believe that once we've made some new ads, we run them through the new funnel we've built, we're pretty sure we could hit somewhere between 10 and 30,000 a month. I mean, I'm not sure, we'll see, but at the end of the day, we had the ability to do to make the money that we needed to make to live on the Northern Hemisphere. That sort of spoiled when we came south. Now we've made these changes, so we can see that we can scale back into that, having overcome the time frame thing. So we should be able to.
Well, if it's anything like our launch week this week, then we're looking at 50,000 AUD a month. So let's go with that.
We're not entirely. I mean, the figures are kind of like sort of unimaginable, but the work is a lot less. The statistics are there. The the rate conversion, like the conversion rates are there. The interest is there, but we're not really sure how it's gonna, like what it will be like when it's materializing. But we can definitely see that we've fixed the problems. So the lifestyle is just there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We always have had some kind of funnel that allowed us to live a reasonably good lifestyle, especially because we were living, on remote islands and life was cheap and we were working online. But now we're living in Australia. Australia is one of the most expensive countries in the world. A coffee costs like $5 US. So people think that's crazy, but that's just how it is here. Like you pay $7 Aussie for a coffee. That's how it is. Everything is like that in Australia. So we really need to make 150,000 US minimum a year. Otherwise you can't actually live in Australia and have, freedoms. So we can see that happening.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, it was daunting coming home.
The work is just a lot less now, which is really good for myself. Like I'm not spending I'm not bottlenecking. I'm not spending hours on phone calls. I'm just following your system and people are converting and it's fun.
Amazing. That's one of the things we look for in our clients as well. Is like we always try and make sure it fits into the lifestyle instead of trying to like wedge it into a place that doesn't exist. Especially if you've got other commitments like a full-time job, family, social life, all that good stuff, right? You want to make sure it fits in nicely. That's good. So was there a specific part of the coaching program that surprised you, that really jumped out to you and was like, oh wow, I didn't realize that?
Yeah, you said it yesterday, how the specificity of...
Yeah, just how resourceful you are, I find. I just feel like and I said to you inside the inner circle last week that I just hope to be this resourceful for my clients. Yeah. And that has really surprised me. Like there's just so much content to get through. You have an answer or a template for everything.
And I think like one thing that is really epic about your program is that, like, for example, even with us, we say, okay, so let's say this is an autoresponder and you just say, okay, autoresponder, you were trying to respond to them automatically, right?
Yeah.
But in your course, it's like you actually just talk about this exact thing in this paragraph. No other bullshit, just this. And then the next paragraph, this exact thing, you know? So so the specificity of each aspect of your program is probably, it's like, you know, you've done this so much that it's in your blood, you know, like you can't help it. Like, I imagine you could just sit there and talk about this until you die, you know? So it's like, you can't find coach. It's rare to find a coach that's so ridiculously specified and qualified in this area, you know?
We love you, James.
Thank you. We love you too. So wrapping this up here, what would you say to somebody in a similar situation, or somebody sitting on the fence thinking about this and not really sure if they would join or not?
Just
look,
do it.
Yeah,
I would say.
If you can get your own, like, it's got the course is 100% you have to join, right? Just join it immediately. It doesn't matter if you don't get it all done straight away.
Or
like
if you don't have a product, it doesn't matter. Like
just start learning, because we joined you half a decade ago. I think it was like, I don't even know, it must have been like when you just started the 0 to 10K coaching program. And you know, we joined so long ago, and it was all there for us. We could have done it all earlier, but you know, it's just that you have so much knowledge and we had none. So to actually understand what we needed to do took a long time. So just join straight away and start learning, because we didn't have a product. Like, our whole lifestyle was built off of things that you said in the first 0 to 10K coaching program 5 years ago. Our entire life has been built out of that. And we didn't even use 90% of the stuff, you know, like I just sort of grabbed a couple of things that you said. I was a lot younger, and I just, you know, just made this sort of like limping online business, you know, and sort of made it work for a while. And
we would say just do it for anyone who is considering.
If you follow everything that you say, which is quite difficult to do because there's so many things that you say. It's like, you know, you come in, you need time to absorb it all. Understand it and then implement it. That's actually,
like, even you speaking about, you've got tutorials on analysis paralysis and how to move forward and become unstoppable, and even those little tips have just helped me keep moving through content. So just do it.
I think it's all about taking bite-sized chunks out of it as well, like doing what you can and then just moving on to the next little piece and then the next piece, and sort of chunking it down that way. So
absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Foti and Amelia. It's been a pleasure to have you on this little interview thing. And what do you think your goal's going to be? You know, what do you think your goal's going to be in a week, let's say? Random question.
We're going to switch the ads on.
Yes,
we just made 9 sales this week, right? With no ads.
We'll be reading through and watching your ad video tutorials.
A sale a day. That's our goal.
A sale a day. Yeah.
Sounds good.
From here forward. But I made 3 yesterday, so anything's possible.
Awesome. And each sale is what, 3,000 now?
3,000 US, yeah.
Perfect. So $3,000 a day. Awesome. I'll hold you to that. And if you're watching this, thank you for watching. If you are interested to speak with me or to join the Inner Circle coaching program, just like Foti and Amelia, go ahead and reach out to me and I'll get you the link and we can get you set up. All right. So thank you and speak to you soon.
Thanks, James.
See you, James.
Bye.